Just a quick video on how I trim brass. It's one of the steps that you have to do in brass prep for consistent crimp or tension on your bullet. Plus, a lot of cartridges will either headspace right here on the case mouth, which is the case of .30 carbine, or it'll headspace on the rim or the shoulders of the cartridge. But the one important thing is the overall length of the cartridge itself. So you have to make sure that it's at the correct length when you reload. In this case with .30 carbine, I'm trimming to 1.286, which is the minimum trim length. And most of your reloading manuals would tell you what the maximum case length is that you can use in that particular caliber and the minimum case length. Most cartridges I like to set or trim back to the minimal case length, so as it fires and is resized, when you reload it, the case will have a tendency to grow just a little bit each time that you resize it. So, excuse me, I like to make sure that I have some leeway, and I occasionally check to see how long the case gets. Now, this particular one is the Lyman Universal case trimmer. The jaws here for just about any case, I believe, up to 45 caliber, i.e. 4570. Basically, you just slide the cartridge in, tighten the jaws down, and you move this trimmer over. It comes normally with a little crank trimmer, which is very handy. You set your case length right here. By adjusting these, this will turn in a little bit, and then you just tighten down a set screw and you get the right length. And this is slow, it's tedious. Lyman also makes a trimmer shaft that can be powered by a drill, which definitely speeds up the process. Unfortunately, this has a tendency to wear out your case trimmer a little faster. My original one took about 20 years for me to wear it out, give or take, but it really makes things a little faster. Now, another method that I use is this. I've just blanked on the name of it, but it's the world's finest trimmer, I believe. This does actually more than just trim your cartridge. It will deburr the outside of the neck and chamfer, put a little bevel on the inside of the neck, which is important for seating the bullet. And removing the burr is also important. You don't want that hanging around because it can cause a multitude of little problems, damage to your dies, problems chambering. Now this goes into a drill press, and then you just slide the cartridge right up in it. Now this one's set up particular for 223, and you can change out the bushing for other cartridges. Having set this twice, I just leave this for one cartridge. Now the other one I use is the little crow trimmer. This particular one is for 308. It just does one thing, and that's trim the cartridge, and you have to remove the burr on the outside of the case neck and chamfer the inside with a separate tool. And basically, this is a little hand tool. There's a few varieties of this, but it does the same thing. This chamfers the inside the case neck. This deburrs the outside, and basically you put the cartridge up against it, and you do this for however many cartridges you have to deburr and chamfer. It's very tedious. Now, another method that I've used to trim cartridges is this Lee hand trimmer. You put a case gauge in here. This particular one is 38 special, and it will set this to the correct length that you need to trim to. This piece holds the cartridge. You slide the cartridge in right here and tighten it down. And you hold this, and with your other hand, you start trimming with this. This works pretty well if you have about 50 cartridges to 100 cartridges to trim, and you don't mind the tedium of trimming this way. Now, you can make it a little faster by using a powered screwdriver. To spin your case. If that isn't, say, tedious and boring, watching paint dry might be more exciting. Now, the method I've gone to that's a little quicker is this Lyman Case Prep Center. It has 5 powered slots. These are for squaring up your flash hole, which is something you might want to do if you're looking at precision reloading. This chamfers the inside of the case neck. This deburrs. Now, this tool is to remove military crimps out of large primer pockets. They also have one for small primer pockets. Basically, surplus ammo has a crimp for the primer to keep it from coming out, for reliability and for use in machine guns. Now, if you're wondering what these brushes are, these are to clean out your case necks and also put a little bit of micro lube in there to help seat the bullet a little better. I have not used this ever in my life, but it might be something I'll experiment with down the road. Just a quick video on trimming and deburring cases, one of the steps in reloading. Someday I'll actually make a video from start to finish to show each step as you go along, and probably use these different trimming tools and other things to show you the multiple possibilities that might work for you.